Well, hey everybody, Andy here. Thanks for joining me today. And today I'm going through my gear loadout for the Adventure Hiking Trail upcoming trip. I got challenged to go ultralight and frameless. So stick with me and let's see if I was able to pull it off. And if you're new to the channel, this channel is all about backpacking, outdoor adventures, and gear, most definitely gear, and a few tips and tricks along the way too. So if any of those things interest you, consider subscribing and then you'll be alerted every time I post new content. And there is a lot of new content coming. So sit back and relax, and let's dive right in. So the Adventure Hiking Trail is a special challenge because it's a 25-mile course. It's a loop that is mostly dry. So you have to rely on water drops. And deciding to go frameless and ultralight adds to that challenge because my frameless pack, for example, which is the Z-Pax Nero, has a weight capacity of right around 20 pounds. So you could have long stretches of hauling a ton of water and most of your weight is going to be water weight or pretty close to most of your weight. So you have to get the rest of your gear way down to be able to pull that off. So first and foremost, like I said, I use the Z-Pax Nero. That's my frameless pack. I updated to the Z-Lite seat, which provides a little bit better cushion than what comes with it. I also have just a Justin UL water bottle holder, and I also have a clip that's been added so it can hold my camera as I hike. So that's my frameless pack, and that's kind of what I had to start with. And then from there, build out the rest of this kit. And if you notice, I had to leave a lot out from my regular loadout. So my normal loadout is going to be somewhere around 13 to 15 pounds, somewhere in that range, maybe a little less. But for a 2-night, 3-day trip over a pretty rugged trail with no water, this is what I was able to put together. So we've got my quilts. This is a Hammock Gear Phoenix 3/4 length under quilt for my hammock. It's a 40-degree under quilt. And then I also have UGQ's top quilt. And this is a 50-degree top quilt. And those are my insulation for sleeping. Now that's going to be paired with my Dutch wear gear. This is my Chameleon, which is the hammock that I sleep in. And it comes with the summer setup. So I'm going to have my bug net that's going to be attached to it. And I'm also going to bring along my beetle buckle straps, which are the suspension for that hammock. Included with the sleep gear, I also bring a Sea to Summit. This is just a pillow, Eros, I believe it is. And then I also bring a hammock gear. This is just a standard DCF tarp with doors, 12-foot length. And I also bring 4 stakes with some zinget attached to it that'll help with my tie-out points. And that's my shelter and sleep system. Now, in addition, I'm going to have some backup clothing. I'm going to have Nike running shorts and just a Patagonia dry fit t-shirt, a pair of underwear and some socks. And that's going to be all of my extra clothing. I'm not going to have rain gear for this trip. The weather forecast looks hot and sunny, so it doesn't look like rain's going to be in the forecast. So I'm going to leave that at home, and then just a stuff sack that's going to go into in my pack. I'm going to have just a DCF bag. This is the Light AF bear bag. I'm going to bring this for my food kit. I'm going to have, it's really about 2 days worth of food since we've got a half day on Friday, the first day, and then a full day the second day, and most of the third day, but I'm not packing a dinner for that. So plenty of room in that bag to carry all the food, and my target for that is about 3 pounds of food total. I'm going to have my kind of utility kit. This is going to have my first aid stuff. It's going to have a toothbrush, toothpaste, a thing of DEET, a little classic SD knife. It's going to have some hand sanitizer and some lip balm. And that's all I'm bringing in my utility kit. Next, for water, we're going to be caching quite a bit of water So we're going to have gallon jugs and liter jugs spread around the course. I'm going to start with my Be Free as kind of my backup filter. It's a mostly dry course. It's possible there could be a couple spots that do have water. It's rare, so I'm not anticipating any. I'm just going to mainly use this in case we have a spot to filter a little bit of water, but probably more just to carry a little bit of extra weight if I need to. A little bit extra water, that is. I'm going to start with 2 water bottles, just 2 smart waters. That's what I'm going to start the course with. And then as we go through the course, I will be picking up an additional 2 1-liter bottles as well. So I'll end the course with 4 liters of water, although I anticipate the most I'll probably ever have to carry is probably a gallon of water, which is about 3.7 liters. So 4 bottles or 3 bottles in my Be Free should be plenty to get me through those longer stretches of the trail. I'm also going to have my Helinox, my Chair Zero, along for the ride. Always got to bring my chair for the end of those days. And then let's see, I'm going to have my cook kit, which in that I'm going to have my BRS 3000 stove, mostly empty canister of fuel. I believe I've calculated that there's about 5 boils left in that one, and I only need 4, so I should be able to squeak through with that. I'm going to have a mini Bic lighter and a little scrub pad. I'm going to have just a rubber band to keep it together. I'm going to have a long-handled titanium spork, and I'm going to have Toke's 650 cup and lid as my main pot. I'll be doing mostly boil water, meal in a bag kind of situations. So that should be plenty. And then also have coffee that I'll be bringing along too. I will be doing my poop kit, which is just my trowel and part of a roll of toilet paper. And then I'm going to have a bandana that I'm going to bring that I'm also going to use for my cook kit for protecting when it's hot, so I can pick up the pot. And I'm also going to have a just a plastic sheet that's going to be my ground cloth for laying out my stuff in the morning, getting things repacked. It's about 1.5 ounces or so the length that I've got cut, so not a lot of extra penalty for weight. When you throw all of this into the pack with the food, there's plenty of space, so I've got no problem with that. Even with a full bag of food, the biggest issue is going to be the water carrying, because the weight limit's about 20 pounds. So all of this together, and I'm also going to be carrying my trekking poles, my camera gear, a spare battery. Those will be in my fanny pack and in my hands, so those won't be in my pack. But everything weighed out came out to about 9.5 pounds, just slightly over that. So I'm going to leave a link down below. You'll be able to see my lighter pack page and a list of some of the gear that's laid out here. So if you want to go look at details, weight specs, information about any of this, the details are going to be down below. So go take a look at that. If you found this useful, if you found this valuable, please go ahead and leave a like. I really appreciate that. Also, keep an eye out for the video about the Adventure Hiking Trail. That should be coming up the week following this. Typically post these on Thursdays. So the following Thursday, I should post the Adventure Hiking Trail so you can see just how rugged it was, how the gear held up, what the experience was like. I'm really going to craft that video so that there is also some information about the trail, how to go about planning it. It's a very unique trail that requires a little extra planning because of the lack of water sources and the food drop or the water drops that you've got to do all of that. So I'm going to have information on shelters, starting points, all of that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, be well.